the Sixers in 6 games in the series. Doc, in his career, with a 3-2 lead, has lost 6 times. That's a lot of losses in playoff series. 6 times. Sixers in 6, or Doc, number 7.
Well, Skip, I don't know what you're thinking. I think if he loses a 3-2 lead, I'm not so sure he's going to be the head coach next year.
Agreed. I don't think he should be the head coach. I mean, yeah.
you lose 3-1 to Atlanta.
And I'm the biggest Doc fan.
Yeah.
But listen, you got the goods this time. You got a squad. You're deep. You led the league in three-point shooting. You led the league in free throw shooting. You have the MVP. You have James Harden on any given night still playing at a Houston level.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings me to James Harden. He also has a long and bloody history in this league of big game failures and no-shows, closeout games. Just when you least expect it, he just disappears. Well, I don't need that tonight because this other team is just too good to disappear on. And you saw what happened the 2 times James disappeared in this series. Disaster happened.
Correct.
Because he is the maestro. And Doc said after game 5 in Boston that he was a magician. It was actually today because it was a day game. He was a magician today. And I agree because... Shannon, you want to talk about basketball genius? He's a genius.
Yeah.
He can see it and feel it and anticipate. He led the league in assists. They got a lot of league leaders. That it all should add up to it should work.
Right.
That's why Doc is on something of a hot seat. But right now the seat's cool because they're up 3-2. But you don't want to have to. It's just like the Lakers situation. I don't want to see them have to go back to Boston. They've won 2 games there.
Right.
But can you make it 3? I would not love that.
Right.
So they need to close the deal tonight. They need to slam the door tonight. Okay, what do I see from this Celtics team as opposed to last year's team? Last year's trademark was defense.
Yes.
They don't defend at the level last year's Ime Udoka team defended at.
Robert Williams is not the same defender, Skip. That knee, Al Horford is hit or miss.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart is...
Okay. They have turned into, and this is Joe Mazzulla's way, they're 3-point or bust team. And if I look at the stats from the year, when they shot 40% or better as a team this year, they were 34-2. Well, it's hard as a team to shoot.
40% from the 3.
But again, they were 34-2, so they did it a bunch of times.
Right.
When they shot below 40%, they were 29-28. So they are living and dying off the 3-point line. And obviously in game 5 in Boston, they pretty much died. They shot 31.6%. Okay, so not one time in this series have they shot above 40%. But they did have the one in game 2 when they just had to, remember, after they'd blown game 1 with no Embiid, and then Embiid came back. They went 20 of 51 because Mazzulla said, let's take more threes. So they almost doubled their 3-point. They went for 26 to 51 attempts, and they made 20 of them. Well, any team, as we see with Golden State, if you can make 20 plus threes, you're going to have a real shot of winning.
Increase your chances of winning.
Okay. So, but I'm looking at this series, and Philly has done a very good job of defending them as best you can because they got a bunch of snipers, man. They got a bunch of people.
Well, the thing that they know that they got is that we can close out, and we got somebody that's going to beat you. It's going to be in the paint. And going to send it back at. So, Skip, I can close. I ain't worried about it. Go on in there. Y'all see what happened to Jaylen Brown? You remember?
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, you remember?
Yeah.
Derek White, you remember what happened? So go on in there.
Okay, because DeAnthony Melton will defend at a high level on the perimeter. Maxey will he'll bother you on the perimeter.
You got Tuck.
And you got, he's the ace in the hole because he has changed the way, he's changed their mentality. And I'm going to say it again about him. He's another one of those guys. Everywhere he goes, good stuff happens.
Right.
Well, that's why I picked him. He was the biggest reason I picked them this year because I thought he would change their face of their defensive mentality because he doesn't care about scoring. You say, well, you need to make, and he does need to make a couple of.
Yeah, he'll make one here or there. Okay,
but that's fine. But even if he goose eggs, if he can bother Jaylen Brown after the first quarter, if he can kind of shut him down for 3 quarters, it falls back on Jason Tatum. He has taken by far the most shots from the field, the floor.